Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new here, I'm Natalie, and in this channel I like to share my financial journey with everyone. I love anything that has to do with spending plans, productivity, home decor, exploring where I live, and things like that. So if you're interested in following my journey as I pay off debt and achieve financial goals and just live life within the means that I have, please subscribe. Today, what I'm going to do is actually go over all of my goals for 2025. So I have a few different categories, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a chapter if you're not interested in anything aside from the finances, so that you know where that section starts, so that you can watch that and then log off if you don't want to listen to me ramble on about everything else that I want to accomplish this year. But I'm just gonna dive right into it so that okay, so again, just like in my previous video, I just wanted to kind of write all of my thoughts in this notebook before I dive into really my monthly resets for the first month of 2025. So for my goals, I have quite a few goals. I kind of always have about 4 to 6 goals between each section, and that's the case this year as well. So for my personal goals, I have a few. First of all, I want to continue improving my health. My main goal this year is to get stronger and to increase the consistent workouts to 3 to 4 times a week. I tend to always have a walk at least almost every day, I would say. But I want to get into the gym, get stronger, lift more weights, and overall just continue to improve my health. I also want to create more of a community here in North Carolina. I've been lucky enough to meet a few girls that I've connected with through Bumble Friends, and I want to continue to just get out there, meet people, and create sort of my little community. I'm really thankful that I have my cousin and his family, but I also feel like I need friends outside of my family, of course, and more so friends that don't have kids, because I want to make sure that I can create that community aside from my family. So definitely a huge goal for this year. And with that, I also want to make sure that I explore more of Charlotte and more of North Carolina as a whole. I think 2024, the 9 months that I've been here, I spent a good at least 2 months in Florida in total between all of the road trips. So it's kind of been hard for me to kind of feel settled and plan any little mini day trips and things like that. So I want to do that more this year. I put this under personal and maybe should have gone somewhere else, but I finally want to get my Invisalign / braces. I had saved up for that in 2024, but I had sent that over to my emergency fund late last year. But I want to actually get a freaking appointment and get this going, because I need to get my teeth just completely fixed. That way I can be done with it. For my professional goals, I don't have as many goals as I thought, but I want to continue to grow in my role. As if you saw my last video, you know that I got a promotion in August of 2024. I went from a international HR specialist to now being a people operations manager. My title hasn't changed since the round of, I don't want to say the reduction in force at my company. So I'm still kind of titled international people operations manager, but since that, I am now focused on the whole company overall. So that includes the US as well. So domestic and international employees. So I want to continue to grow into my role and just get better at everything that I need to tackle. I also want this to be the year where I learn more of the reporting side of HR. It's probably one of the most boring sides of working in human resources, and hence why I've never really tackled it, but it's very important, especially for companies of the size that I'm part of. So I want to learn more. I want to tackle some of those major reports that my current manager does. So that's something that I have already talked to him about, and hopefully this year there will be some time for us to do that. So that's a goal. And then I finally want to do my HR certification, which I've been talking about for what seems like forever. I want to actually complete it this year. Even if I don't take the test, I just want to take the course and feel prepared to take the test in 2026. Then I want to hopefully secure an above average raise. And I don't know what that number or percentage will be. That will depend on what the average raise will be for the whole company. So if everything goes well with my role and what I do day in and day out, I would love for that to be higher than the average that we give the whole company come August. So I know I'm not going to get a promotion, which is completely fine because I just got one, but I want to secure maybe half a percentage or even a full percentage higher than what the average will be across the board. For growth and fun, I used to have this split into two categories before, but now I just decided to do them together. So I want to take one class or do one new activity per quarter. I think this was part of my goals for when I moved here, and I didn't get to do this last year. So I definitely want to either take a cooking class or a painting class or do an activity, some sort of like cute, fun activity at least once every quarter. So let's see if I can make that happen. I'm actually meeting with a friend I made on Bumble BFF tomorrow, so I'm gonna bring it up to her and see if she's interested. And she seems like she would like that sort of thing as well. So let's see. I would love to go take a pottery class or something. Then I want to listen or watch a new topic per quarter. So I wrote that kind of weird, but I want to listen to something or watch something of a topic that I have no idea about. I think I had this set up as like read, listen, or watch last year, but realistically reading is not going to happen. So I feel like audiobooks will be a good alternative, or even any documentaries that I watch. So I want to learn a little bit more, whether that is maybe like a documentary on a country that I am excited to like visit one day, or learn more about personal finance, or just like watch something different that I typically don't gravitate to. So I also want to continue my hobbies. So continue the current hobbies that I have. So that's reading and now coloring. I want to explore new hobbies as well. Hopefully ones that will take me outside of being in my apartment. I definitely would love to do that. I don't know what that will be right now, but I wanted to make sure that I added this as a goal for the year. So I'll think about it as like my quarterly goals rise or my monthly goals come up. I would also love to take ski classes. I don't know how realistic this is, especially because first of all, I'm not going to be going up to the mountains this winter here in North Carolina. I am a Florida tropical child and I've never driven in the mountains in the snow, so that would definitely not be something that I would do. But I do have a long 3-week stay in Orlando this month of January, which I was trying to not spend tons of money extra that I'm already spending, which you'll know about in a little bit. But they have one of the few East Coast classes where you do indoor skiing lessons, and I've been meaning to like take these classes since the end of last year, and I would love to do this. But I don't know how realistic this is for right now. If not, I know that I'm also going to be down there in May, but I'm going to be traveling a lot during the short time that I'm going to be there. So I need to figure out how I can make it happen so that I can take my skiing classes at some point. But yeah, this is sort of like a maybe, and I would love to happen, but will probably be something I do towards the end of the year, if at all. Then I also want to have camera days and explore. So this is really like taking my camera, because I've invested in some like more travel friendly lenses and some smaller lenses. I would love to just like go out and explore and take pictures because I love photography. I've always wanted to like get into, and now that I have the means to buy a camera and lenses and really just travel with an actual camera, it's been something that I've been wanting to do more and more. it's really interesting because I feel like when we travel, we just take our camera everywhere and take pictures of everything. But when you live somewhere, it's almost like weird to just walk around with your camera. That's kind of my goal. I want to just take my camera everywhere I go and take pictures without shame so that I can continue to get better at it. Then I don't know how feasible, again, this will be this year specifically, but I would love to go on a solo getaway. Again, like a little, like literally one night stay somewhere, or even like a day trip, where I fly in super early in the morning and leave late at night. That would be great. However, I have a lot of plans for this year already, which I'm gonna get into in a little bit. And I just don't know if that's gonna happen. So this is wishful thinking, not so much something that I'm gonna like hold myself to super, super strongly, but would love for this to happen. Who knows? Maybe I'll find like a ridiculous flight somewhere close by and be able to do that. Then I think I'm not the only one. I feel like half of the internet is also on this bandwagon, but because of the craziness that I did last year, I want to decrease my overconsumption. And first off, if I'm shopping for something, I would love to start investing into nicer quality, higher quality pieces. They don't have to be extremely expensive, but if I'm gonna buy a purse, I would like for it to be real leather versus like a fake $10 bag from TikTok shop. Something like that. Hopefully I can like wait to save money and invest in like better quality materials. But that's just gonna be my mindset moving forward. I think for such a long time, like I've been shopping at like very affordable places, especially for clothing, and I want to kind of think of what it is that I need and how I can incorporate it so that in an ideal world, I eventually have a capsule wardrobe versus a closet full of items that I don't know how to style. And then with that, I also want to make sure that every single item that I've purchased this year for makeup gets used and abused. I want to make sure that my skincare is fully done and over before I just go and venture into something new. Skin is not as bad. I feel like I use up my items pretty regularly there because I have a good like routine. For hair items, so like shampoos and like treatments and things like that, I want to make sure that I am using up the items that I have. Being mindful of that. Also perfumes. I kind of went crazy this past year and bought affordable, but I bought several perfumes. So I have like a good 5 or 7 new little splashes or perfumes that I bought just on a whim, and I need to use them up so that I don't literally waste them away. So those are my 3 main categories outside of my financial goals. So for my financial goals, I have 2 sections here. So first, the actual list of my financial goals, and then also a sort of like low buy / no buy for 2025 in specific items. So first up, for financial goals, I want to fully fund my emergency fund at $15,000, which is about 4 months of expenses for me. I would say it's somewhat bare bones. It's not really like my full like everything budget, but it's also not like fully taking out like my variable expenses or eating out completely. Like it's decreasing a lot of them or taking out some subscriptions that are not needs, like Spotify, or if I am struggling and I need my parents and my family to actually pay for their cell phones for a few months, like things like that, or like stopping my payments for my student loans if I lose my job, something like that. So that's about 4 months, give or take. If I can get it to more than that, that would be great. But minimum, I would really like to get to 15,000, and I would like to get to this number before the summer, or at least by the summer. So that's my first goal for the year. I also want to pay down my student loans by about $7,000. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to $7,000, but that's about half of what I have left over. I think right now it's sitting at 16K, a little bit, well, not 16K, but like higher on the 16K range. I would really like to get almost half of it paid off with my minimum payments and the extra payments that I do by the end of this year. So that's a huge goal of mine. Then I also want to fully fund my condo emergency fund at $4,400. So this is 2 months worth of rent. You know, my tenants are great, but you never know, life can happen, and I want to make sure that I have at least a buffer there. I had started funding this when the reduction in force happened at the end of 2024 at my company, but I pushed that money into my emergency fund right away when that happened. So that's a goal for this year again. I also want to finally start contributing and maxing out my 2025 Roth IRA. So that was a goal for 2024 to like actually open up a Roth IRA and start contributing to it at the Q4. But again, life happened. And this year I have no excuses. I'm going to open it in January to make sure that I am contributing to it monthly moving forward. I want to decrease my average spending in 2 categories of my variable expenses. So of course, if you saw my last video, you probably know what those are, which is shopping and then beauty. So this definitely will be helped by the fact that I am not going to be just randomly buying crap that I don't need because I work from home and you can't even tell when I have makeup on half of the time. So the times that I go out and about, I can deal with whatever I have. And I have a pretty nice collection as it is. I may need to like throw away some of it, but if it works, it works. So yeah, I definitely want to decrease these 2 categories. And of course, with that, my unbudgeted category, if you saw my last video, was pretty high. But that's something that shouldn't ever be budgeted for. So I'm not gonna count for it to be that high this year, hopefully. But these 2 definitely focus this year. I also want to aim to have about 15 no spend days per month. I don't know how hard or easy this is going to be, but there's some weeks where I don't spend a lot and I literally go out once and just go out and grab something real quick, or sometimes I just buy everything on Amazon, which is why I canceled Amazon. So let's see how that goes. If 15 days seems like it's a attainable goal for me, maybe I'll increase it to more, but I think having half of the month be no spend days outside of like bills and things like that. And then number 7 is to have any work bonuses that I received this year divided into 3 different categories. So first, I would like to have half of whatever I get after taxes go to savings. So whether that is emergency fund, my Roth IRA, or even sinking funds that I need to complete, I want half of whatever bonus I get going to that. Then I want 35% of that amount, whether that is, I don't know, like sometimes my bonuses could be $500 or it could be $2,000. So 35% of whatever I get to go towards anything fun that I want. So this is where I'm going to like let myself spend on whatever I want without any guilt. And then I want to donate 15% of the remaining amount or send it to a cause. So this is something I did in December or November probably. I took a few causes that I saw, whether that was from like family members or friends of friends that I noticed like there were GoFundMes, and I sent a couple $100 here and there. I don't do this every month. I'm terrible at it actually. I would like to get better at it, but I think starting with any bonuses that I get this year is a good way. And then, if I am under budget in some categories, I would love to like send some of that money over to any donations and things like that. Then for my last financial goal, I would like to have both my short and long-term savings equal 35% of my monthly income. So this will definitely include my Roth IRA contributions, my emergency fund contributions, and of course, any sinking funds that I'm saving for / other items that may come up for me to save over the next 12 months. And then moving on to the low buy / no buy for this year. And then when it comes to the low buy items and no buys, I have quite a bit. So on my no buy list, I have quite a bit of things because I need to reel things back in. So first, no candles. This was something that I had as a no buy in 2023 and actually really helped me kind of go over my collection because I had at least 15 candles that I wasn't even lighting up. And in 2023, I actually managed to do this. I did buy candles for other people if I didn't have any that I could use from my collection to give as gifts or whatever. But I didn't get any candles for myself in 2023. In 2024, I definitely bought a couple. So I think right now my collection is sitting at about 6 candles total, which I feel like it's really good. And 3 of those candles were a gift from my stepdad for Christmas. So technically I only had 3, but 3 or 4 probably. So I have less than 10 right now, but no buy this year because I have enough and I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. 1 candle is sufficient to basically help most of the apartment out. Then I am not buying any more travel accessories. I splurged on a small carry-on suitcase from, I think it's Monos. I have a full collection of like travel suitcases on every size basically now. So no more traveling accessories for me. I love just like travel accessories, so we're not buying anymore. I splurged on that smaller carry-on because I am, spoiler, going to Europe again in 2025 hopefully, so I know I have to take a smaller carry-on bag with me, but other than that I'm not buying anything, hopefully. Then I'm not spending any money on, like, I don't want to say fake jewelry, but like jewelry from like Marshalls and TJ Maxx. Like I've purchased so many earrings and so many like rings this past year, and I don't need to be doing that anymore. I have plenty of earrings and 9 times out of 10 I wear the same 3 pairs. So no more like random jewelry for me. I would love to start collecting finer jewelry, but that's not something that I'm going to do in 2025. Would love for someone to gift it to me, but yeah, again, not something I'm spending money on this year. No more vinyls for me. So I have quite a collection of vinyls. I wouldn't say I have a huge collection or anything like that, but over the last 2-3 years, I've collected about 30 vinyls and not once have I listened to one of them. So the reason I have a like recorder and stuff, but I don't have any speakers to like connect to it. And because I live in an apartment, I just don't feel comfortable like blasting music like that. So 9 times out of 10, if I need music, I have my headphones on. So there's no reason for me to buy vinyls. The one exception to this will be Bad Bunny. That's the one thing that I will say, because he rarely releases vinyls, and when he does, they're very limited. So if he releases any vinyls for Un Verano Sin Ti, which he never freaking released, and he has a new album coming out literally tomorrow, I'm getting those 2 vinyls. Other than that, nothing is allowed. No Taylor, no nothing. Then another item in my no buy list. So no holiday decor. So the only thing that I will allow myself to buy is a Christmas tree. And this is the only thing that I'm buying because I am gifting my current Christmas tree to my mom because it's kind of shorter and I like big Christmas trees. So I've had this Christmas tree for 3 years, so I feel like it's time for me to have a new one eventually. But other than that, I am not buying any fall decor, any Halloween decor, or any more Christmas decor. I'm also, with that, not buying any mugs or holiday glasses. I love those Anthropologie, or is it Anthropologie? Yes, I have the glasses, the Christmas ones. I don't have any Halloween ones, I don't think. I only got the Christmas ones, and I have a black bow one. I am not buying any more of those. I don't have a place for them. I have so many glasses that it's just ridiculous. So not buying any themed mugs or holiday glasses. If I break my mugs, that's a different story, but nothing that is like holiday themed. And lastly, no stationery. So no stickers, like for like budgeting or just to decorate, journals that I never use. No journals, no planners, no markers. So because I have 320 Ohuhu markers, no notebooks and no washies. So I love to buy the notebooks from Marshalls that are like $4.99, and I have probably like 4 or 5 right now that I've purchased over the last few weeks, so, or a few months, not a few weeks. But yeah, I'm trying to just be in my digital era throughout my whole life, work, personal, and financial. So hopefully I can continue to use my iPad for everything. And the reason I put this in here is because I've always loved stationery, but I've definitely been sucked into the journaling, the junk journaling, the reading journal, the everything journal that's been blowing up on TikTok. But I got 2 journals that I haven't touched yet. I definitely would love to do a travel journal. And I have some stickers and some like mementos from like my trips and stuff. I want to start like gathering items from like random receipts and like tickets to things moving forward. But for my reading journal, what I decided to do is that I am literally gonna do a free one that I got off of TikTok. So I'm gonna try to stick to this, and then, you know, the best part is that I don't have to print anything, I don't have to buy stickers for anything, and I can just like grab the cover from somewhere and then highlight and use virtual stickers that I can find online. And that's that. And then for my low buys, so first off, I am not buying any books that aren't a 4.5 or 5 stars. So I read mostly on my Kindle. Well, pretty much all of my reading is done on my Kindle. But I do like to collect special edition books of like my favorite authors. But what I'm gonna do moving forward is, even if I love a book, but it's not literally a 4.5 or a 5 stars, which I'm gonna guide myself based on my reading journal, I am not buying that book, at least for this year. Maybe eventually, once I have a office space / library space. But for now, I don't want to have hundreds and hundreds of books, because I read, in 2024, I read like 80 books. So I'm not gonna be buying 30 books in a year. That's just not gonna happen. So anything that's 4.5 or 5 stars is allowed. Otherwise, nothing else. And for the most part, I only buy special edition books or like non-regular, like paperback. I like the hardcovers. I'm also on a low buy with makeup and skincare, as I've shared probably like 3 times in this video already. So I'm only buying replacements to things that are a must. So if I have a favorite foundation, but I have 3 others that I need to get through that still match me, and I'm not looking like an Oompa Loompa or super pale, I'm gonna use those up before I buy my replacements. And then for skincare, same thing. I need to kind of like reel back a little bit of my routine and use up everything that I have, instead of automatically buying the replacement for whatever I used up. So that's a low buy. And then lastly, for low buys, clothes. I am only going to be buying clothes when the items that I currently have are too big. So that's starting to happen a little bit, which is great, but also means that I am spending more money, hence 2024. But I'm not doing that anymore. I need to like reel things back in again and just only focus on like high quality items when I need them, like truly, truly need them. So that's it for my low buy. And then the only other thing I wanted to share with you guys is my vision board for the year. So this is something I just put together in Canva from pictures from Pinterest. And overall, my theme is definitely just having more discipline, exploring where I live, visiting awesome coffee shops around here, bookstores, taking the time to build friendships here, upgrading my wardrobe without spending tons of money, and making mindful purchases, reading a lot, making use of my iPad, traveling to Scotland. That's going to be the big trip for 2025 for me. I also have Bad Bunny here because of his new album, and just having that sort of like vibey Black Cat energy. And then what else? Continuing to eat healthy foods, continuing to do my hobbies, and also taking care of myself, just overall, as a whole. But yeah, that's my vision board for the year. That's kind of my theme. I want to continue to work on myself, be disciplined with everything I do, and just have a magical year, really. I want to like take this year and just make it the best that it can be for me and everyone that's around me. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Again, this is probably like 45 minutes long, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I would love to know what your goals for the year are. I think listening to other people share what they're focusing on and what they want from a new year is always great to hear, and it just gives everyone great vibes. So would love to know what you're looking forward to in this year and accomplishing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.